Jedi Fallen Order, one of the best Star Wars games of all time. Well, I got it, and I decided I want the platinum it. And I gotta tell you, one of the funnest platinums I ever did. So we start off here in this planet where Cal is just like a construction worker, basically, with his friend, I don't know what his name is, right here. And they find a Jedi Star Cruiser, but then things go south, and they all fall off this bridge thing here, and Cal saves his friend with the Force, showing who he really is. His friend tells him to lay low for a while, but then the train gets stopped, and a bunch of stormtroopers come on. Someone has learned that Cal is a Jedi. The Inquisitors come. We have the second sister and the ninth sister, and his friend goes up, and I don't know what he's doing here, but he goes up because if they don't, they're all gonna get executed. Then the second sister kills Cal's friend and gets Cal, and the ninth sister just drops him off the edge. Then we play through this little tutorial sequence that basically just tells you about how to use your lightsaber in the Force. And we run through it, and the second sister pops up here again, and we have a nice little fight against the second sister. And I kind of cooked her, not gonna lie. And actually, right after this fight, we got our first of 40 trophies, and that's actually not a lot. This is a pretty simple game to platinum. I definitely recommend it to first timers. But yeah, we fight the second sister, and then this bug-eyed girl saves us, and the second sister chases us on the ship, and this is honestly a cool scene right here. And boom, right after that, we got our first trophy for exploring the Mantis, or story trophy. Then we meet our buddy BD over here, BD1, who's the best droid in the world, besides maybe C-3PO and R2. And then we explore Gorgano, acquiring seeds and not losing to this frog a million times. And then we get a little flashback, and we get to learn the ability to wall run. And with that, we finally complete the next trophy a long time ago, another story trophy. Then we move on to Zepho, where I have some stormtroopers, and I get my next trophy for Back At You for reflecting a blaster bullet. I'm going to do that probably thousands of times in this run. And then we go through the story, solve a puzzle that I definitely didn't spend 3 hours on. And after doing all of this, we got our next trophy. The obstacle is the way. Then, at this spot right here, I decide to farm some trophies like Big Bang for killing enemies with explosives, and perfect timing, which I definitely didn't screw up a lot. But after a while of this, and friendly fire from that guy, I finally got Big Bang. And I didn't get perfect timing. I decided to save that for later. I killed this guy, got his scan, and I started throwing these little rats off the edge for another trophy. Look out below. Then I kicked this little thing, because that's another trophy, kicking back. And then I killed an enemy chest kicking for kickoff. And I finally got my perfect timing trophy. And then I played through a bunch more enemies, and I got into an AT-AT, which is really cool. Coolest sequence right here. You get to drive an AT-AT, and we're on Kashyyyk now. We meet up with Saw Gerrera, and we are in an Imperial refinery on Kashyyyk. And I threw this droid into that trooper, getting bank shot. And then Cal got jumped. But then after killing droid, I got the trophy Happy Go Wookiee for freeing the Wookiees. Then I got a few other trophies, Not So Fast, exploring this and that. Then I fought the ninth sister, which I definitely didn't die on 100 times. And then the ninth sister thought she was tough and called me trash. And so then she pulled out a double-bladed lightsaber. So did I, because I was angry she called me trash. And I decided to beat her up, and she didn't stand a chance this time. After finally pushing through this fight for a while, which looking back was not that hard. I finally beat her, and it was a bit of a lag cutscene too. Chopped off her hand, and I got the next trophy. Her name was Masa's Tide for defeating the ninth sister. And then don't ask me why I failed this jump a million times. I don't know why for the life of me. I just can't get that jump down. It just kept dying. Until finally I got it. And I destroyed this droid for getting scum and villainy, for defeating all the bounty hunters. And then I got a bunch more trophies just for exploring. Getting echoes, scanning things, exploring the place. Then I fought this owl. Maybe it's Ahsoka's owl. And I mostly just threw my lightsaber at it. And then it hit me with a sonic boom, which I don't know how that's legal, but whatever. And I just kept fighting the stupid owl. And after a while of fighting the owl, it decided it was going to be a wimp. And the stupid owl, it ran away. Or so I thought, because then the owl came back up here, and we had a cool little cinematic scene here. That was actually kind of interesting. It's no skill at all, and I definitely just didn't miss the L2 button. And then after doing all that for a while, and hitting the L2 button this time, I defeated the giant owl, and I got my next trophy. Now I'm halfway through. I don't have much left to do, just a lot of collectible grindy stuff. And play through the game. And I killed this thing here, which I didn't die a million times on. It definitely not, because it's so aggressive. And it even cooked me after death and clipped through the walls. I think I died at least 5 times from that attack after death. But finally, I got the next trophy, Legendary Beast. And then I got Medical Droid for collecting all stim canisters. And then I got the coolest cut flashback in the game, where this guy definitely isn't talking about Order 66. Wait, he is talking about Order 66. And I have to tell you, I think this is the best Jedi versus clone thing I've ever seen. He low-key cooked all the clones. These damn clones did not stand a chance. But then stupid Cal broke his lightsaber, so I had to go get him a new kyber crystal, which he broke, but then I just changed the color of it. I made it, I think, blue. And then I got my next trophy, a far more civilized age, for constructing a new lightsaber. And then I decided to change of Cal Kestis' gear and got the full glow up, looking tough. And then I got to this segment where I really got to show how powerful I was now. And I decided to grind out a few trophies here after cooking on everyone. Yeah, I'm powerful. But then I got triple take for destroying all these droids, 3 droids with 1 lightsaber throw, or enemies. And then I got Saber Master for killing 1 enemy with all 3 lightsaber types. And I got Don't Mess with BD1 for killing an enemy with a hack droid. And then after doing all that, I got a perfect timing for perfectly dodging 100 attacks. And then I slowed a blaster bullet and pulled it back for what goes around comes around. I finally got all Force abilities for Field of Force. And now I'm almost done. I got 10 trophies left. And I finally got the last chest for Collector. I gotta tell you, that took me a while. The only thing worse than that was the holo maps, which were painful to do, because you had to explore every nook and cranny of the whole map. And then I checked back on my plants, and I still needed 2 of them to grow. plants weren't actually that bad, even though people say they were. But then finally, I got green thumb for having other plants grown. Then I scanned every enemy type and got data disc. And then I fought the best boss in the game, Malicos. This is just an amazing fight. I mean, like, the timing and everything, the double A lightsabers, Marin killing him. Because Cal's not strong enough. Only Marin can beat him. And then we finally got I Knew He Was No Good for defeating a former Jedi Master, and Full House for recruiting all crew members on the Mantis. And we got a Galaxy Far, Far Away and the Holocron Awaits for story-related and for exploring every bit of the map. And then we finally fought Trilla, which this was a hard fight. I definitely did not spend hours getting cooked by Trilla. This was just really hard. And then she hit me with this attack when I finally made it to the second phase. And I don't know what that is. And she started throwing flashbangs at me. Because we're not just Jedi that can use Force. No, we have to use flashbangs now. But finally, after grinding through and beating her, I got probably the coolest segment in the game. Where the literal Dark Lord of the Sith Vader comes out. And we fight him. Or more like, I try to attack him. And he just picks me up, Force chokes me. And cooks me, basically. So we just decide to run away and get out of there. And I got the trophy for beating the game, Trust Only in the Force. But I was still missing one trophy because I was stupid enough to not get it. So I defeated the last few enemies I had to kill. And with that, I finally got the last trophy I needed for scanning all enemy types. Data collector. And then I got the platinum. I gotta say, 10 out of 10 game, would platinum again, recommend to anyone in the world.